In the office here, I have a mega overclocked beast of a PC, and for my laptop I use an MSI 15-inch gaming laptop, and both run Windows, and I've been Windows through and through forever. I once tried a MacBook Air many years ago, and it lasted about 2 days before it finally got put on the Bay of E. Now, what I wanted to do was to be able to take a device with me on the road that could do some very light photo editing, just maybe even Lightroom mobile. That's all I really wanted to do. So of course, iPad Pro. That's what everybody uses, right? And I tried. It's a very nice device, and I just tried to get along with it. 1 month turned into 2 and 2 into 3, and it went into a drawer and it never got used. Just couldn't bond with it, couldn't gel with it. Not being able to just put a SD card in easily and grab files off of it really was the downfall. I bought the SD card reader, and it would only read if you'd taken the files off your camera. And if I just wanted to slap a few movies on and then throw it into this, it just wasn't recognizing it. And in the end, another victim to the Bay of E. So if an iPad is so restricted, but you still want a tablet, you could go for the Surface line, but they're still using the 7th generation dual processors until a refresh comes along. But there's a lot of hype about this guy, the Surface Go. Now remember, I'm not trying to send space shuttles to the moon here. I just want to do like Lightroom CC, not even Lightroom Classic. So surely this little guy would suffice, especially if I bumped it up to this model with the 8 gig of RAM, bit of Netflix, and just have something on the plane. That's all I wanted. And this was a complete disaster. I think this one lasted hours rather than days. Yeah, I know that Google Chrome is going to die, so on this device I switched to the Edge browser, and yeah, it maybe 2 or 3 tabs and the whole thing just started stuttering around. I wasn't expecting miracles, but I at least was expecting to be able to browse YouTube without it lagging. So this was promptly returned. At this point, I'd pretty much given up on a solution like a tablet that was going to allow me to do what I needed to do. I knew that the XPS 13 was just basically the thing that I needed, so I bought one, and it was lovely until it broke. I had so many issues with it. The Wi-Fi kept cutting out. I tried all the things you can possibly imagine to try with it, and it would just happen at such random times, and in the end lost trust with it. So it was put in the corner of the room, and nobody puts baby in the corner of the room, so the Bay of E swallowed it up. Now at this point I knew that I needed a laptop that had some power but was also ultra portable, so that I could put it in the backpack and be gone. So I picked up this little guy, the LG Gram 13, and you know what? It was surprisingly good, actually. Probably because I had such low expectations, it actually exceeded them. Now, I paid $9.99 for it. I got this one, and about a day after I brought it, the store discounted it by 15%. Now, obviously being in the return window, I went back and said, look, I could just return this and buy it again and get my 15% discount. Can you not just give me the 15% discount, because I've had it less than 24 hours and you just slashed the price? And they said, no, look, we understand, but you have to return it and then buy it again. So I returned it and didn't buy it again, because as good as it was, and it did actually do everything I need. There wasn't any lagging. The speed was fine. One big problem I had was it was HDMI 30 out at 4K, but the USB-C was 4K 60 using an adapter, so that I could have got around that. But like, there wasn't anything that really was amazing about it. It was just very clinical, just did what it did. And once I returned it, I was just like, I don't even think I really want to go that way. So the guy in the shop said, yeah, I actually prefer these guys. And yeah, these are pretty nice looking stuff here. So ended up buying it, and it was very difficult. I had to go back on the trains, and I got on the wrong train, and the traffic was terrible getting back home. And I finally got home, was like in new laptop mode, so shut the doors, get the unboxing knife, and as I went to unbox it, the damn box was already opened. And as I dived in, it was a customer return. It was full of dog hair and nail marks. There was even nail polish on the laptop. And I knew that I would have to go back to the store, which meant trains, delays, and it took me hours to get back there. And when I did, I made my thoughts known to the HP salesman. Something had just got into my head. The HP maybe wasn't for me, but don't worry, he said. If you want my advice, you should go for this one, because I do like a bit of Netflix, and this can swivel around and do tent modes and do all kinds of fancy things, and it's an i7, it's USB-C, it's all very great. And while he was trying to sell it to me, I just said to him for a second, I'm just going to have a look at a few of the others that you've got in the store. And I made a terrible mistake of walking past the new MacBook. I've been watching every man and his dog make a video on these over the last couple of weeks. The thermal throttling does the keyboard still have problems, and I've been kind of smiling to myself, these fools buying these Apple devices, what on earth are they doing? Even with all their problems, they're still going down this road. I'm so glad I don't need to deal with this. Until the moment came where I picked one up, and it was so much better than all of the previous ones I've tried, and it was so much more expensive than all of the previous ones that I've tried. I know my way around Mac OS, but I am by no means an expert like I am within Windows. In Windows I can get the job done in 10 seconds. In Mac I've got to refamiliar myself a little bit, but there I was. I had this guy, it was on deal for about 1200, i7, and then this guy, which the 13-inch model was all that I was looking at, and an i5 at that, as opposed to the i7 that's in this guy. And this is up at, well, it's different in dollars, but in the shop it was €1,999. So a huge difference in price, and you'd have to be absolutely mad to buy it, which is why I did. Now, HP, you can return it if you are not a fan, but this particular store that I was in has a policy where if you buy an Apple device, that's it. Once you've opened the box, you can no longer exchange it unless it's faulty, which meant that I couldn't take it home for a day and really decide if I love it or not. I had to make the call there and then, and I will be honest, it was a sweaty palms moment parting with too large for a laptop I didn't even know that I wanted. But there was something about it. It just felt good. And boy, it's been a week since that fateful day. And although I have 15-inch MSI laptop with 16 gig of RAM and an i7 with a GTX 1050 Ti graphics card inside, I use this because, I don't know, I finally kind of get why you guys love it so much. I am just addicted to it, and I don't even know why I did not see this coming. My God, if I carry going down this road, who knows, maybe I'll even slap one of these on and start editing in DaVinci Resolve. Oh God. Whew. This one has really been emotional.